Hey, it's Amanda again. I've just left. And it's weird being in an environment that is so hot. But it's hot because, obviously if you've got the elderly sitting down, then they're they're not gonna be as hot as you're walking around. But just this feeling of just come out and then the cold hits you, but you can hear the sounds and see the squirrels. And there is a magnificent tree. I wonder if it grows in the Caribbean. Look at it. Look at this tree. Look how big it is. So I'm under its canopy now. Look how tall it is. It's a massive tree, and it's got these like pine cones that drop. And I guess it's the ones that you would use, not the ones that you would use on a Christmas tree, but it's a brilliant tree. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about, see some nettle there. Again, that's the gardener, creative gardener in me, and I'm not sure what. I think that's stinging nettle. But I'm not sure what that is. And look at, not sure whether you could see it. Anyway, it's interesting to see the wildlife in this area. But what I wanted to talk about was it was just I had a throwback. As I was feeding my mum, she stopped eating, and I was transported to when we were kids, and if you had to finish your dinner not only before you could have dessert, but you weren't able to get up. And especially if you had asked for more and then decided you didn't want it, it's like you're not going to get up until you finish your dinner. And so I had a really strange relationship with food. So food is seen as there's an emotional attachment to food, whether you're hungry or whether you're not hungry, hungry, or any type of emotion. The link is food. And so Mum stopped eating, and those feelings those feelings came up of, not only when I was a child, but then when my son was a child. And he had, I don't know, he would purse his lips together and refuse to eat. And not because he had eaten loads, he was just like, I don't want to eat now, and so I'm not eating. And he would go, literally, he would purse his lips together. And there was always this tussle. And it always, I always thought, well, he's going to be hungry. And it felt as if it was a slight on me and my ability to nurture. And I think that was it. It was my ability. I didn't have the ability to nurture. And the result was he decided he didn't want to eat. Now I'm grown, I realise that, he didn't want to eat. It had nothing to do with me as a mother, but I connected the two. And so when Mum doesn't want to eat, or when she wasn't ready to eat, and I think it was more that she wasn't ready, it was just like, oh my gosh, I'm useless and this and that. And I don't know if it happens to anybody else, but after I realised that maybe she wasn't ready, I relaxed, and then I said to one of the staff, you know, can I have something to cover her food? And she went off. I mean, she didn't come back. It was just like, she didn't come back. But when she went off, then Mum started to eat, and it was just like, oh, okay, she just wasn't ready. When just because the food comes at 12 doesn't mean you have to eat. Anyway, it was a learning. It was interesting learning that, you know, the association I had to food was not just about me. It was about when my son was little, and now with Mum, because she can't feed herself, then there is that, you know, it's a feeling of inadequacy, but you have to realize it for what it is. It's not about you. It's about being more sensitive to the person that, you know, I have to be more sensitive to Mum's needs. And, you know, back then I should have been more sensitive to my son's needs. You know, he's not going to starve himself, but there's that thing, you know, if they don't eat the food that you're giving them, then, you know, you must be a bad mother. So, yeah, so much learning that comes in moments of inspiration. And I'm coming up to the magnolia tree. Some of the flowers have come off, but there's more buds coming out. Anyway, so that's it. You know, that's the today's revelation. So I shall be sharing another one, no doubt, at some other point. And I'll just give you a glance of the tree. It's very messy though. My sister's got a gladiola, big red flowers, and they shed all over the place. Anyway, so I'm gonna go now, and see you tomorrow.